Caitlin, and this is Citizen Zero. To learn more specifically about who I am and what this blog is about, you can check the About page. But this video is about introducing the concept of citizenship, where it comes from, what it means, how we practice, and why it matters. After this past election, I had to think about how I was going to engage with my fellow Americans. I'm not a great scholar, activist, or politician, and I don't claim to be. But I am a pretty decent citizen, and I felt that this was an area where I could be of some help. 40% of Americans didn't show up in this last election. 36% can't name all three branches of government. That's a troubling level of apathy and ignorance. It will be hard to get things to improve if most people don't even know or agree about what our problems are. As politics is the art of problem solving, that makes consensus even more important. That isn't to say that this project is about getting everyone to agree. Citizenship just gets us on the same page about why we disagree. Ultimately, that's why I've started this project. I believe that citizenship is the key to changing politics and bridging this nation's divides. Over the 18-month campaign, I heard a lot of things from a lot of people that didn't demonstrate a strong understanding of citizenship. A lot of people felt that they were always going to be lied to. That's not how it's supposed to work. A lot of people felt that they had no one to trust. That's not how it's supposed to work. And a lot of people couldn't explain who was actually responsible for the changes impacting their lives. That is absolutely not how it's supposed to work. So how is it supposed to work? The people who started and influenced our government 240 years ago were patriots. Yes, they split into ideological factions pretty quickly, as people tend to do. But they all agreed on some big concepts, like who would be the source of power in this government, what the government would do, and how it would function. And what was the core of their thinking? We the people. Those are the first three words in our Constitution. It's a powerful statement, and it's been at the core of our republic for so long that we've gotten used to it. Before its time, we the people was a radical statement. It was a completely different way of viewing government. To a world of monarchs, selective councils, dictators, or chaos, the idea that you could let people make decisions about the world they wanted to build, that you could trust people with that kind of tremendous responsibility, well, it was nuts. That trust has expanded from the limited demographic of white landowning men to every citizen 18 and older in the United States. Whether you're disabled, an ethnic or religious minority, a woman, a man, rural or urban, you have the right to a say in your government. But rights come with responsibilities. We are the ones responsible for building and maintaining the system. We can't just let the system lie fallow and assume that it's going to do what it needs to do without our participation. And I worry that too many of us have passed on the responsibility of citizenship and made ourselves very unhappy in the process. Our dissatisfaction with our systems is broad and deep. Every institution has lost faith except for the military and the police, and huge swaths of our population are leery of those institutions too. But this lack of faith and hope is not a reflection on our leaders. It's a reflection of who we are and why we keep empowering leaders that don't get things done. To change this cycle, we will have to take up our responsibility to be we the people again. We will have to build and express worldviews, discuss where we're going next, manage how we're going to achieve it, accept evidence as Enlightenment values request of us, and hold ourselves accountable. And that accountability isn't just for us as citizens, by challenging ourselves to be realistic, but for elected officials and what they promise to achieve. These changes aren't going to happen overnight, and they won't be easy. But that's why I'm building this project, to help guide you through citizenship, its benefits and tripwires, in a way that only takes 1 to 2 hours a week. What qualifies me to do this? I'm not a professor or an expert. I'm not a politician or an aide or an activist. But I am a regular, boring citizen, and if I can find the time to learn and practice these habits, then they can be accessible to you too. Hopefully together we can answer some really important questions, Like, how do we need to start changing our thinking to talk to each other instead of past each other? What has been missing from our national dialogue? And can we ever fix this system that seems irreparably broken? I believe we can, really and truly. But we have to be willing to ask ourselves to be better. Because we, the people, is not a promise, but a call to arms. We, the people of the United States, brave, true, and free, must push to make those words real and tangible. The words are theirs. The actions are up to us. So what are you going to do with your democracy?